We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Hey, it's Cactus Wrestling. Shout out to Coach Musso for taking third place at the SWCs. I knew you could do it. I've been keeping tabs on that team. Third place team right there. That's great. And I'm
People,
giving the shout out. Look at that. Ha! I wasn't
me,
even there,
Jack
and I'm
McKeever.
the one giving the shout out.
You
And
want
shout out to Coach Peel for winning the SWCs, New Milford. And I shout out to Brook Pog for taking fourth, and Newtown for taking second.
don't give Newtown a shout out for that.
Womp, 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 womp. That's enough. Let's get into the brass tacks of things. Penn State, Iowa. Penn State, Rutgers. Is Penn State actually good? I'm gonna get hate
Yeah,
on that one.
this is where people have just stopped watching at this point. And be
Is
like,
Penn State actually good? What is this guy talking about? He doesn't know anything.
not only is his hair stupid, but he doesn't know anything about wrestling. I already know the comments.
Does he even watch the matches?
How
Does this guy
dare
even
he
wrestle?
have cats?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So Braden Davis, what do we think about Braden Davis at this point in the season? He beats Dean Peterson today. That was
Yeah.
ridiculous, by the way.
My opinion on Braden Davis was higher until his match today against Rutgers. But we could talk about this. Like, I didn't know Rutgers wrestled yet, if we want to pretend. Because when he lost to Drake Ayala, I was like, okay, I can see that. Drake's a really good wrestler. Probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. I think he's interchangeable with Braden Davis. I kind of thought this match could have gone either way. I think we all kind of figured that.
Which one are you talking about? The Ayala one?
Yeah, Drake versus Braden Davis.
I don't know. Braden Davis didn't take a single shot.
No, but like prior to it, when we were made our predictions,
prior.
I thought,
yeah.
I think we were both like, look, like this is going to be a close match. I could see it
Yeah.
going either way. I think Drake had a really good defensive strategy. That being said,
he kind of controlled the match the entire time. Like it seemed like he was in his favor from start to finish.
Yeah, I think that dropping to the knee was a little bit annoying, but look, you're gonna win matches and you're gonna lose matches, and if you can't get through a high school level defense because a guy dropped to his knee, that's an adjustment that you have to make. Braden Davis, great wrestler, but it seems like his offense is limited to a blast double right now, and he's been beating a lot of guys with that. That's awesome, but
Well, they're already catching on.
well, that's what I was about to say. Guys start to figure out you have to develop what's my second, third, fourth move. And he has to have it because he's a Penn State wrestler. I mean, this is a guy that was super highly recruited. I'm sure other coaches weren't like, oh, he's only got the one shot. I'm sure he has other offense. He just has to believe in that offense at the highest level. And I think Cael and company can get him there. I think that he wrestles Drake Ayala, maybe not at Big Tens, but at Nationals, I think he beats him.
I don't.
No, you're right.
He didn't take a single shot.
I don't think this year Braden Davis is going to take Ayala.
And we saw how his offense was limited against Dean Peterson today. 1-1, went to overtime. And just like, how crazy is it that Penn State just doesn't have video replay when their guy gets taken down?
It's very convenient.
Such a messed up
we didn't film that. We don't have that.
Yeah, not a takedown. We couldn't. Yeah.
You're in a basketball arena, probably with a jumbotron. Don't tell me you don't have a camera anywhere, or it malfunctioned. How convenient.
Are we doing Iowa and Rutgers at the same time?
I mean, yeah, it was all over the weekend, right?
Just because I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't really follow the Rutgers match.
Well, I mean, it was low scoring match. Dean Peterson got taken down in overtime.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
But the most
Dean
important
Peterson's
part,
having a great season though.
No 125-pounder is undefeated anymore.
That is true.
It's a true hodgepodge. It could go anyway, which
means that there will not be a Hodge Trophy winner at 125. I think we knew that going in, but
yeah, that's hey, Spencer Lee is undefeated at 125 this season. He has no losses yet.
Yeah, neither does Nico.
So am I.
Yeah, Jack is also undefeated at 125 this season.
At 125. Yeah, I was 125 in like the fourth grade. So
All right, so then we go up to 33, and Aaron Nagao looks good against Colin Shriver.
I don't know if I would even say he looks good. Like he looked
11-0.
okay. Like I know the score was 11-0, but I wasn't like,
It's
wow,
his top
Nagao's like
ability.
really on fire. Like he just looked like
He's really good on top.
His top ability is what's helping him win matches.
Yeah, but I wasn't like overly impressed with Nagao's performance.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about it before. Do we think that Nagao is regressing this year?
It's
Kinda.
funny. Yeah, I feel like we could talk about this a lot. It seems like guys that transfer to Penn State don't necessarily do better. And, we talked
argue that they do worse.
Yeah, we talked quick list, Kyle Cannell, Drew Hildebrandt, Aaron Nagao,
Bernie Truex.
Bernie Truex, and people would say Max Dean. Max Dean previously to coming to Penn State was a national finalist, won a national championship at Penn State, and then took 7th.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big drop off.
Yeah. You don't expect the national champ to make that big of a drop.
Especially when you're training
at Penn State.
Especially when Carter, Starachi, Kirk, and Brooks are your partners. And it's like, wow, like the number 1/number 2 guy in the nation is the guys I'm wrestling with at 3 different weight classes. Let me regress.
Let me get worse after training here.
So yeah, I don't know what the issue is there.
Well, he lost to Dylan Hocevar.
Yeah,
today.
Who's a good wrestler? Solid wrestler.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think I would have been picking Nagao, especially at the beginning of the season, to lose to Hocevar.
Yeah,
Nagao's got like 4 losses now.
He has a lot. What's funny is some people thought he was going to sit out today against Hocevar because to protect seeding.
Was that the reason why to sit out?
That's what some people talked about. It doesn't really seem like a Penn State thing to do. I don't think Cael really is like, oh man, like we got to get the seeding right for Big Tens. Yeah, I don't think he cares so much about that. It just doesn't seem his style.
No,
but I did see some people say like, oh, I bet that Nagao doesn't go today because he's already taken losses, and if he takes another one, he's going to drop to another seed. And it's like, it doesn't really matter that much.
I mean, not important.
All his losses are to top 10 guys: Hocevar, Bouzakis, Ragusin, and Crookham.
Yeah.
Right, but still, he finished 5th last year. He was like the 2nd or 3rd highest returner. Third highest returner. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You're not expecting him to have 4 losses to guys that weren't finishing as high as he did.
Yeah, you would think that transferring to Penn State, he could be a title contender, but he hasn't even wrestled Vito or Dayton Fix.
Right.
True.
So, like, just off that, he's what 7th or 8th, if that.
He's looking like maybe not even. I mean, I think All-American still, but it's interesting to be like, oh, could he? Couldn't he? Like, that's a big drop.
Like last year when he would wrestle RBY, you were like, this guy, this is an up and coming guy. Like, he's a guy to watch out for. And now, like this year, I'm like, he's okay.
It's funny. I mean, Jack made the point earlier. He's like, it's tough to learn how to coach a transfer because it wasn't a guy that was in your program.
True. Yeah. And clearly it doesn't always meld well.
Yeah.
Moving on to the most least dominant, most underwhelming number 1 ranked wrestler in the land. I don't care that he picked apart Real Woods. But Bartlett nearly gets taken to the brink by Rutgers. Get this, backup 33-pounder Max Hermes gets a takedown with 5 seconds to go in regulation to win 4-1.
The backup 1 weight down, so that's like almost losing to a JV guy. Like,
Bo Bartlett, I don't know, man. I watched him wrestle Real Woods, and I'm like, wow. See what happens, Bo? It's like the same thing I tell my youth kids. Hey, like, it's okay to shoot. Like, we could score off shots. Bo took a shot, takes down Real Woods, takes another shot, shoots twice in the match, both times he scores. And I'm like, hey, maybe he's realizing how wrestling works.
Maybe.
Wins 7-2. And I'm like, wow, this Bo Bartlett, this is the guy that's able to win a national championship. I go, how is he gonna follow it up? Oh, he's got a cakewalk match. Maybe he'll get some really big bonus
the
points.
backup 33's
You know?
bumping up. All right.
Took down Real Woods twice after never taking him down. Bo Bartlett is gonna take this guy down like 5 times. Oh my gosh. What is the score? Even closer. 4-1.
No, and it was 1-1. He got the takedown with 4 seconds.
4 or 5 seconds left.
Like, what?
It's just
He's giving me vibes of Dean Heil, who was a 2-time NCAA champion.
Or Jason Surtsis.
Yeah.
You love Jason Surtsis.
But man, he's just a mystery, this one. Also, I'm kind of coming around on the fact that Real Woods does not look right. He does not look right, or he did not look right, at least at against Bartlett.
It's that Iowa wrestling room.
Yeah. It also regresses.
I think that, Real Woods has been in college for a while. He has a degree already. He's getting a master's. I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear. And I'm sure the Iowa way of like, hey, let's just keep going harder. It's like, oh, like my arm hurts. It's like, yeah, that sucks. Let's keep working through that even harder. And the guys it's a bend, don't break, and they're all breaking. And I think,
think of Jaden Ironman, 3 years at Mizzou, and he was like always very dynamic and like, you could upset potential and whatnot. And then freaking goes to Iowa and is the guy getting upset and freaking breaking.
Yeah, I think that it's a few things compounding for real. Is that one, you do have a certain amount of time in college, and these guys that are doing 7th, 8th years, I don't think it's worked out for a single one of them. I mean, look at Spencer Lee last year, the most sure thing around. He's in college. I think it was his 6th year last year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone can fact check me on that in the comments, but I know Spencer was in college for a while. Granted, he had a few injury years, the COVID year, 3 full years. He was there a while. And it's like, dude, like Spencer Lee's got this. And all season, everyone's like, he just doesn't look right. Something looks off. And sure enough, loses in the semis, gets pinned. If he didn't get pinned, he was going to lose on points, and then injury defaults out of the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that it hasn't worked out for these guys that are like continuing to wrestle.
It kind of hasn't.
No, by all means, I can't think of a single example of a guy who's on their last 7th year of eligibility who finally gets it done. There probably are a few, but
you know the guy that's gonna get it done?
Shane Griffith.
Hey,
Shane
Griffith's already gotten it done.
At least Shane Griffith looked good in that one duel, where he beat
Kennedy.
What's his face?
Kennedy.
Yeah, where he beat up Kennedy.
That was so dumb by Iowa to be like, hey, like this Shane Griffith guy pretty good on top, right? Yeah, we're going down. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that it's the same way Rocco Welsh lost. Is that Tom Ryan was like, hey, we're in a nail biter match. You've been moving him around, controlling the center on your feet. Let's go underneath him. And it's like, hey, dude, I'm recently in college. The top bottom game between high school and college is worlds apart.
Oh, it's a little different.
Let me put me on bottom against one of the best riders, ever. And then, hey, he wins on a riding time point.
Who'd have thunk it?
Who could have seen this one coming?
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. Oh man! All right, so we got the Cael at 49. He loses to Caleb Rachi. We've been saying his name.
We have been saying that wrong.
His name. We've been saying Rathjen. It's actually Rachi.
It's Rachi?
Yeah, when I heard that for the announcers, and I was like, fuck, like I've been saying it wrong. No one in the comments has corrected it.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Yeah, I was like, of course it is.
Yeah,
so I think Rachi looked really, really good. He almost blew it.
Yeah, he almost did blow it. Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason he should have given up 2 takedowns in the 3rd period. He didn't look like he
controlled the first 2 periods of the match. It was like, oh, he's dominating him. Wow, this is insane. And then it's like, oh, he's letting this slip away, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Cael is definitely good. Will he All-American?
I think he has the potential to. I don't know if he necessarily will.
Right.
It could be a situation like Bo Bartlett, like Mike said before, where He'll be great at 41. Well, I guess great. Is Bo Bartlett great at 41?
Hey, third last year at NCAA's, #1 right now. I mean,
Hey, almost lost to a 133 backup.
Hey,
That's
but
great.
when you watch him wrestle, you're not like, wow, this guy's incredible.
To the Fast and Furious
If you
fans
watch him
out
wrestle
there.
Nick Lee, you might think he's incredible, but in freestyle.
You guys remember Fast and the Furious 2001 where he goes, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. That's Bo Bartlett. He goes, why would I want to score more points? That seems like a lot of work.
Who needs more points?
He goes, I won't lose. He goes, I just will be like,
He's spending too much time playing Super Smash Bros.
That's it.
Yeah, right. Pre-match warm-ups.
Yeah, I thought, but yeah, with Iowa, Cael, I was like, man, 2 back-to-back takedowns, overtime, he finishes this thing. And then I'm thinking at the same time, I was like, he is kind of green. Maybe he gets a little too excited, gives up a takedown quick. Sure enough.
Exactly.
And then he squeaks by Michael Seta.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Seta. 7-5.
Oh my gosh.
Who's what? He's not ranked, right?
He's unranked. And again, very funny is in the sense that when he wrestled Ratchi, Cael was down 6-2 at the end of the first. In this time, when Cael wrestled Seta, he was up 6-2 at the end of the first. Only scored 1 more point the rest of the match.
Interesting.
He won 7-5.
Do you think Penn State has having a conditioning issue?
No. So what I've heard, and a lot of people are saying this, and it's why Carter didn't wrestle today. It's why Greg didn't wrestle today. They are dealing with the flu really badly. And I can speak from experience. My whole family has it. I just got over it. My fiance has it. She's super sick. If they're having the same sick issue that I'm having, it is like awful. And I can't even imagine wrestling with it. It was tough to walk from my bed to my bathroom.
Jeez.
This disease must be so bad. It's it's getting into their filming equipment. It's malfunction.
Getting into the causing some malfunctions.
All the way to, was it Happy Valley?
It is a virus, so the virus is causing some malfunction.
Yeah, there's a virus with the Penn State, team right now.
I just picture like one of the Penn State like staff members just like smashing a camera, be like, "Yeah, no, we don't have this recording.
Yeah, we can't watch it. Sorry." And then over time, there's a controversial call for in Davis's favor. Oh yeah, we got that one.
Yeah, it's like,
oh, you want to watch the replay? See, he's got the takedown.
But yeah, I think Cael, when he wrestled against Ratchi, I was like, dude, has All-American potential. Watching him wrestle against Rutgers, I'm like, okay, he's getting the easy takedowns. He's just not finishing as good as he could. But I think that he's just a little undersized. When Bo graduates, I think Cael slides in as a nice 41. But we'll see what happens with Penn State. I mean, they know their guys better than I do, obviously.
I think. Hey, you know them pretty well, though.
I'd like to think so.
And they know you.
They do.
So 57 and 65, I guess we can kind of lump together. Levi Haynes and Mitch Mesenbring, they smashed. Chef's kiss. They are on it right now.
Yeah, the only blemish on Mesenbring was giving up that late takedown.
To give up the major. I was so mad about that because I was like talking with people in the comments like, I think Mesenbring can get a major. And they're like, you're a fool. You can't. You won't do it. And I'm watching like, yeah, he's getting that major. Now I'm going to be like, I told you. And then friggin'
you heard it here first. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I feel like smashing my desk.
It's so weird with Mesenbring. I feel like he's vulnerable when you get to his legs. Like guys have been able to finish and take him down. I just feel like no one's actually trying to score on him.
They're all like, how do I react to all these shots?
Yeah, I think Ben Askren actually talked about it on the flow. Someone's like, hey, like they did one of those like questions like, how do you beat Mitch Mesenbring? He's like, I'll tell you how to beat him. And then he explained how to beat him. And he was like, yeah, like you just got to, get through his hand fighting. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously, like that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you stop Jordan Burroughs? Like, yeah, don't let him take you down. Don't let him pin you. Like,
don't let him hit a blast double and you'll be fine.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, no, I didn't know that one. But yeah, Levi Haynes absolutely dominates Jared Franick 12-0. It's like he watched the channel and was like, hey, this Haynes guy, we think he's regressing. He goes, oh, yeah, check this out.
Yeah. How you like me now?
And then goes on to have the fastest match of the night. Granted, it was against an unranked wrestler in Dylan Weaver from Rutgers, but he pinned him in less than 90 seconds.
Hey, not all backups can, take the number one guy to almost overtime.
Yep. So Levi Haynes definitely looks to return to form. I was so hoping he was going to tech Jared Franick. So hoping.
That'd be wild. That would have been wild had that happened.
Yeah. That would have been like.
Didn't do anything.
No.
Yeah, no, he just really looked like doo-doo.
I just kept like listening to the Jeff Byers, announcing. He's like, it's like Franick is laying flat on the mat, and it's like, yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He's not doing a thing.
He's not moving.
You losing that match like a champ.
I'm still picking the field against Levi Haynes. I think there's too many talented guys at 57 that one of them is probably knocking at his door. But I will say Levi Haynes has definitely turned it around from earlier in the season. So maybe he's got it figured out a little bit better. But there are some beasts at 57. You see Chistum lost to Ryder Downey.
I heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many freshmen at this weight. Chistum, Downey, Shapiro.
Shapiro had a really close match the other day with UPenn. Like it was like 4-1.
Yeah,
I was super surprised by that, and I noticed he's wearing the headgear that has the crown. A lot of youth guys wear it.
Or concussion.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. And I was like, so maybe he's still not fully back to form.
Right.
So that's interesting to see what happens if he's able to return to that high-paced guy that he was. But Mitchell Mesenbring again dominating, beat up Mikey Caliendo pretty good. Super high pace. And then he texts Anthony White from Rutgers. Again, another unranked guy. Not as impressive, but the dude likes to score bonus points. I'll give him that.
He sure does. So I don't care if Carter Shirachi has the flu or whatnot, but this dude huffing and puffing 2 matches in a row now. Now he's not wrestling against Rutgers.
He's scared.
He was wrestling 2 days earlier.
Well, yeah, and I mean, he didn't beat Kennedy by as much as Shane Griffith did.
He didn't even major him. It was his first non-bonus win of the year.
Yeah.
Hodge out the window.
I think he did get the major. I think it was by 8.
Was it 8-1?
No, it was 13-5.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah,
Shirachi, I think he got the major.
No, he didn't major someone else. He only had that 4 with Rocco.
Yeah.
Oh, second non-bonus win of the year. Carver. That is it. Hodge just throwing it away.
No. He did bonus. He
bonused Kennedy.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did major. Yeah, he did major him. That's right.
Yeah.
Barely.
He didn't look that like Kennedy almost got that takedown.
Multiple times. He was in multiple times.
Like Kennedy was like looking pretty solid, and Carter was like not looking on the top of his game.
Here's what I was annoyed by. Okay, because he got a clasping call, and Carter immediately 3rd period. He's up 13-3.
Oh yeah,
he throws the brick.
He's
right. 13-3. He's challenged a clasping call, and he's huffing and puffing. And yeah, sure enough, Casey Cunningham throws it. That's like 30 seconds rest that clearly he needed.
Yeah, he needed.
Like, I feel like there should be a penalty. And that's why I texted you guys. I was like, should there be a penalty for a wrong challenge call?
Well, isn't there a penalty for
in freestyle? There is,
right? Yeah, there is for freestyle. Which I think a point. A point, it might be a little harsh. Maybe a stalling call or something.
No, a point. Give it a point.
A point for that's really going to
be too many coaches are way too liberal with throwing the challenge brick.
Yeah, they're all named John deterrent. Smith. Like you can't just challenge for free every time, all the time.
How often did we see John Smith challenge in that one national tournament? Didn't he challenge a ton of times that one year?
I don't remember.
No, I remember him throwing out the brick, and they were like, "He's out of challenges" or something. And I was like, "How do you run out of challenges?"
Yeah, every coach is though. They just throw it, and sometimes you don't have the video review, and that's when the ref raises Penn State's hand at that point.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you
so
have video review.
let's run it back. Carter gives up a locked hands, gives up a point there. Kennedy then gets
Carter was pissed because Kennedy put Carter's hand on his own hand.
It's a power move. Kennedy then gets an escape. What does Kennedy do? He gets in on a leg. It's called potentially dangerous. Then Kennedy shoots again, and Carter gets hit for stalling. Like, that is a horrible last
Carter got hit for stalling, and he wasn't even the only one.
Yeah, well,
he gave up a point. He gave up.
To be fair, a lot of the stalling calls were interesting. Like, there was one where they called, like, I was like, I don't really know if I agree with that. Oh yeah, they called stalling on Kirk. He was up like 8-0, and they're like, that's stalling, and it's like
they called stalling on Brooks on top.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was like all of their best guys got called for stalling.
Super interesting. I mean, being at Carver.
And there were some weird, potentially dangerous calls as well.
Terrible, like, last few minutes for Carter, who gave up, like, a stall, an escape, and a clasp, all in, like, and gave up had to let him get in on his leg, all within a few minutes.
I mean, he's at 9 matches on the season. Is he going to be ready for nationals? 5 matches for a 3-day weekend? I'm sure he will be. This isn't a good look for heading into the postseason when you're going to have multiple matches a day, and you're just clearly not in shape. Maybe he's still sick, but how much longer are we going to give that excuse? Maybe he's just not in as good shape as we think he is.
Maybe he's just a scrub.
Because he's been bonusing everyone. No one's taken them the distance. Maybe he just doesn't have it in the third period.
I don't know. I gotta be honest. I think it's hard to believe. I feel like Penn State guys are known for their conditioning, year after year. But I guess we'll see. How about Terrell Barraclaw though? Silently putting together like a really good backup career.
Flexing on this.
He beats Jackson Turley 4-3 on riding time. Number 16 ranked Jackson
Turley. Carter gave Terrell a shout out when he lost to Shane.
Yeah, Terrell's a dog.
So that goes back to our Penn State backups video. I mean, Terrell Barraclaw could be an All-American potentially at 174. Who'd have thunk it?
165?
165 even.
157?
Make the cut.
184? I mean, he could probably do as good as Truex.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gotta help that like this guy is itching to get in the lineup. Like, he's a senior. This is his last chance to wrestle ever. He's probably not good enough to make it in the freestyle scene. Like, he wants to wrestle. He wants to get after it. And he's putting on a show, and that's great for him.
Do we really think that Terrell Barraclaw would do as good as, if not better than, Bernie Truex?
Sometimes. Sometimes,
84.
yeah.
I mean, Bernie.
It's not that outlandish.
I don't know. We'll see in the postseason, I guess, how Bernie ends up doing. But
all that matters.
Bernie not make the podium.
He's going to take 4th. We all know it.
I don't know that he's going to get that high.
It's the way of wrestling.
It's a way of wrestling.
Him and Kyle Dake 4 for 4.
I mean, he got the job done this weekend.
Has there ever been a 4-time 4th place finisher?
No.
Maybe.
I don't know. Probably. I mean, maybe. But that's pretty interesting. Major over Aiden Riggins 8-0. Yeah.
I mean,
Aiden Riggins, not going for a Hodge Trophy or anything, so not as impressive.
Aiden Riggins probably won't even make it to NCAAs.
Hey, Bernie Truex didn't give up a point this weekend. That's how dominant he was.
He beat Shane
2 unranked guys.
Walsh.
Yeah, he beats 2 unranked guys.
Yeah, by a combined score of 15-0. That's like if he wrestled them both, that's one tech. So pretty good.
Is it though?
I don't know, dude. It's the same thing we talked about with Nagao. It's like, hey, like these transfers seem like they're getting worse.
Yeah, he really does. Like, I don't think he's gonna even finish top 4. Like, I'll be impressed if he does.
Is it because we expect so much from Penn State?
Yeah, there's a high bar.
The guys they recruit and develop end up being these legends, and then these really good kids that transfer, like they don't pan out.
I don't know. Mitchell Mesenbring seems pretty good right now, though.
I think that's because he's a freshman, though. I think that he's not it sounds terrible. Tainted product. But isn't Nagao super young as well? So it's interesting.
Well, he's a what, third-year sophomore? Is he
a third-year sophomore?
I don't know, dude.
I thought Mesenbring was a
no Nagao.
Oh, Nagao. Oh yeah, third-year sophomore. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Actually,
it's wrestling sucks because for this one thing is that like I try to explain it to people like, oh, like, hey, that Aaron Brooks guy is pretty good. Like, what grade is he in? It's like, oh, woof, sit down for a second.
He's 24.
Like, how much time do you have?
It's like, wow, like, I heard about this Dayton Fix guy. How long has he been wrestling? Oof. I don't know, like 30 years.
Almost 30. He's pushing 30.
And they're like, how is that possible? I was like, oh, well, there's 4 years of eligibility. Plus there was the COVID year. There's Olympic red shirts. There's medical red shirts. There's gray shirts.
Quite frankly, it's encouraged by the NCAA because they keep implementing these new rules where freshmen can have 5 matches and it doesn't hurt their eligibility.
This is big college. Never graduate. Keep paying us money.
Yeah, also, we didn't talk about it, but why do you think we didn't see Gabe Arnold?
Scared.
Not scared.
No, wasn't he
Twitter fingers
like
Gabe Arnold
or something, or a finger
I thought
injury?
that was a joke.
That was a joke that I made. He hurt his finger tweeting about Carter.
I think that was a Brand's decision. I think if it was up to him, he would wrestle.
They kind of addressed it in like the Brand's post match interview. It's like, hey, like, why did we see Gabe? And he's like, awesome question. He's like, we just love our guys. He's like,
how is that even a response?
He's like, anybody else have a question?
And then Brands just raises his voice like mid-sentence too.
In the middle of it, because that was a stab at Ferraris or whatever. Because someone said something about like, Zach Glazier with Aaron Brooks, and he's like, that's our guy. And
I like our guy.
Our guy.
I like our guy.
I like our guy.
But like, yeah, man, like I would.
No, go ahead.
I would like him too if he didn't, if he beat the guy that gave your program the finger, literally and metaphorically.
Well, it's a perfect.
Not everyone can do that while doing a split. So
perfect segue into '97 because honestly, Zach Glazier impressed the heck out of me.
He is that guy. He is him.
I was very impressed by honestly the Brand's coaching. They had a game plan for Aaron Brooks and they shut him down. Brooks didn't take a single shot. He took a Rhea shot that was the one takedown in the match. But it was very interesting. He was going for that underhook the entire match. Couldn't do anything.
And he's really good with it. I mean, he's taken that underhook literally to the world championship. He's beaten Zahid Valencia, who was a senior level world bronze, with that underhook. Zach Glazier is that dude. Like, he's really, really legit.
Hey, he's playing the long game.
Yeah. Why win now when you could beat him, when after he graduates?
Or before
or
he
Big Tens
and ruin his Hodge trophy.
Look, I don't see Aaron Brooks losing to Glazier, even though the match was controlled and very close.
Yeah, but Glazier got in on a couple of shots too. He just couldn't quite finish.
I think Brooks has got really good defense. He's known for his baseline defense.
Yeah.
You're never going to convince Mike that Brooks is going to lose.
Hey. I just don't see it. I mean, I could totally if it was like, hey, like an overtime win, I'd be like, wow, that was really close. But like, Glazier doesn't have the offensive output right now to beat Aaron Brooks.
I don't know. He got in. He's just got to make those adjustments to finish. Listen,
that's the hardest part.
Spencer Lee,
he's there.
Spencer Lee, Hodge Trophy winner. Spencer Lee lost. Aaron Brooks hasn't even won a Hodge. So
0 Hodges, maybe possibly 4 national titles. No Hodge trophies.
It's going to be very interesting if both Carter and Brooks win a 4-timer because we'll have to re-rank the 4-time champions.
Saw that thing in half. Give it to both. Everyone gets a piece. It's like from Mean Girls where she just started breaking the crown.
Yeah.
It's like
Talks
everyone
about
gets a
crowd.
piece. You're all amazing. And it's like, well, that's kind of a really cop-out answer.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
Zach Glazier, awesome. Super happy with him. Super impressed. I think Zach Glazier wrestles AJ Ferrari today. He beats him in a legit way now.
How about AJ Ferrari versus Aaron Brooks?
I think Aaron Brooks beats AJ Ferrari by more.
I think
Whoa.
Brooks definitely beats Ferrari. I don't think Ferrari is at a place where he could beat him.
No, I would say Ferrari loses to Brooks and loses to Glazier if they wrestled. If they all did a tournament tomorrow, when I think that AJ is regressing, Zach Glazier continues to step his game up. Aaron Brooks continues to step his game up. I just don't think AJ. Look, he was a great wrestler, but the sport has evolved past him in just that short time, and he hasn't gotten better.
Yeah, all he does is win.
Except when he loses to
Oh yeah,
Bracket.
I guess he
Yeah.
did lose technically.
Yeah.
Heavyweight's the last one to recap. So Ben Keeter. That was a surprise. Surprise. I mean, he was on the poster, so
Yeah, I was gonna say he was on the poster, so
I mean,
I
I think it was
still-
a good little taste. It's tough for true freshmen to go out there and expect to beat the number one guy in the country. We're not all
I mean,
Anthony
hey, it's happened before. Zane did it.
yeah.
That's Penn State though. They actually win.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. You gotta remember
Boo.
that.
That's
Yeah.
only
Sorry.
when their video replays work in their favor.
Yeah, right.
No, like you can still root for Penn State when all this BS keeps happening to them. How do you root for a team that just oh no, sorry, no, we don't have the video replay. What are you thinking? You think you can
Oh,
score?
Maxine was taken
You
down.
think
Let's
you
go
can
to the video replay. He wasn't taken down.
You guys are just jealous of success.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought, and I kind of talked to you guys about this. I was surprised Keeter went because I'm like, there's not as much to gain from it. Hill is probably going to be the guy that wrestles in the postseason, I would imagine. Unless
So much
you know,
better, right?
unless they think that Keeter can make a run that Hill can't. But why waste his eligibility?
Well, he
Yeah,
hasn't.
I don't think Hill's making any.
No.
run.
I mean going towards the postseason. I don't know. I thought that this would have been a time to see like, hey, Peter's not going to wrestle at Big Tens. I imagine he's not going to wrestle at NCAA's. I imagine. I think this would be good to see. Hey, how can Hill, who's probably would lose as well, what adjustments can we make to at least make a push to get to nationals? But it is what it is. I thought it was interesting that Kirk only won 9-1. I thought it was a huge size difference, despite them supposedly only weighing 20 pounds apart. Kirk looked like a mammoth compared to him.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Keeter's
true,
got
yeah.
the frame to fill out a little bit.
Yeah, he does. It'll be interesting to see which kind of route he goes, more football or more wrestling. I ate my own words. I didn't think he was going to do football. I mean, I didn't think he was going to do wrestling at all. I thought he was one of those guys that was like, hey, I'm going to be a two-sport college athlete, and I'm going to do wrestling and football. And as soon as football is going on, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing wrestling. I thought that's how it was going to go. That's how it's gone with a lot of the two-sport athletes. So I was really impressed that he's even laced it up. He's also ranked now, interestingly.
Peter?
Yeah, he's ranked 28th by Flow.
Oh.
Well, we all know that doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
The super,
Flow, yeah,
super
jumps
rankings.
on that real quick. Well, how about the backup 97?
Lucas Cochran is the man.
Flexing on the world at heavyweight.
Bumps up from 97 to 285. Beats. I don't want to pronounce his name because I'm going to mess it up, but
It's
Yaroslav Slavakowski.
Yeah, Yaroslav.
To be fair, he's a small heavyweight. He's probably maybe 220.
He is, but he still lost 8-3. And it was funny enough, Cochran didn't even know he was going to wrestle until they got to like 149 or 157, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're the guy tonight."
At heavyweight? Oh,
in the middle of the duel,
okay.
because Kirk, Greg, and Brooks are all sick with the flu, and this right here, I have to circle back to this. Aaron Brooks deserves to be pound for pound because he's still getting it done with the flu.
That's true. And he got the bonus.
Yeah, and he pinned tonight, and it was the second shortest match. He pinned. Granted, again, it's an unranked guy. Pinned him in under 2 minutes.
He wants that Hodge.
I disagree. I think he's doing a disservice by getting everyone sick. It's Penn State's plan to get everyone the flu come Big Tens.
Right up for Big Tens.
Yeah. It's like when everyone gets the doctor's notes for skin stuff for
conferences.
I freaking got I got a skin infection from EIWAs that impacted me at nationals my junior year. It's the conference tournaments are the dirtiest tournaments of the year because you have to wrestle regardless of what you have. So any funk you have the doctor's note, you see some nasty stuff, and it spreads. Anyway, that's my rant.
Go off, King. But yeah, Lucas Cochran, I think, is awesome. I would love to see him go down to 97 once Aaron Brooks graduates. It seems like he's gotten some really big wins. I've been following, like, he easily won the Matt Town Open as well, along with some other Penn State guys. But dude just wants to compete.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he's the guy next year or Mirasola at 97.
Yeah, it will certainly be interesting.
Right.
But it seems like Penn State will be in decent hands at 97.
Yeah.
Next year. So yeah, I mean those are some big matchups in terms of Big Tens. Comment down below. How do you think Penn State's faring? How do you think Iowa's faring? I mean, we'll probably do a Penn State Nebraska recap at some point before next week, but that one could be very interesting, especially since Nebraska. I mean, we could touch it on very quickly. They won the first 6 matches against Michigan.
They beat them so badly.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
It was brutal.
Shane Griffith barely gets by for the first win of the duel.
Yeah, he wins 1-0.
Yeah, that was not exactly how I thought that was.
Number 33, Bubba, right?
Bubba Wilson.
Bubba Wilson. I mean, just everyone. I mean, Ridge Lovett just tore apart Gomez. Turned them twice.
Nebraska came to party, dude.
Nebraska's so good. I mean, you can only hope that, but I was saying this, like, they could potentially win 6 matches against Penn State. And I know you think
sure.
But
no, I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, they could beat Penn State in a duel. Like,
that would be insane.
25, like Van D beat Ragusin, and Nagau's been taking losses, so Van D could potentially.
Yeah. If Van D could beat Ragusin did beat Nagau, so yeah.
And then Brock Hardy's beaten Bo Bartlett before.
Yeah.
49, you got the number 1 guy.
Ridge should win. I mean, obviously that.
He better be K-Sack.
Peyton Robb.
Peyton Robb is a little bit more of an uphill battle, especially the way Levi Haynes has looked and Peyton Robb has looked.
He's had close matches with him, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Levi Haynes has hit his stride these last 2 matches, and Peyton Robb has taken some weird losses this season.
Yeah.
He's ready to turn it around and finally get the win over Levi.
And
especially then big Cornhusker duel.
Big Lenny Pinto probably is favored over Truex.
He has to be. He's a guy that actually wrestles.
Yeah. And Truex is a slug.
So we'll preview that later in the week, but drop a comment down below on this weekend in wrestling. A lot of good matches and lots more to come. So hit that like button, comment down below, and thanks for watching Cactus Wrestling.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.